Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Conceptual and today we are going to talk about phenylketonuria. It is another important disorder on which number of times question has been asked. So what this phenylketonuria is? Phenylketonuria is a disorder in which inborn error occurs. Now what this inborn error means? The error which occurs before the birth of an organism. That means during the time of pregnancy itself some error occurs in an organism. उस टाइप के errors को हम लोग inborn error कहते हैं. That means कि ऐसे errors हो जाना जो कि birth के पहले ही हो गए हैं. So these are generally called as inborn errors. Now where these errors has been takes place? These errors has done in the metabolism, at the metabolic level of an organism. So we know that there are so many metabolic processes are there in our body. बहुत सारी metabolic processes होती हैं. So some of the metabolic processes are altered और उनमें कुछ defects आ जाता है या वो process नहीं हो पाती. So the process जब ये नहीं हो पाएंगी then this is we simply call as the inborn error metabolism. कुछ ऐसी process होती हैं जो जिनमें inborn error हो चुका होता है. So these are simply inborn error of the metabolism and this disorder is called as phenylketonuria. Now how it is inherited? The inheritance pattern of this disorder is autosomal recessive. That is, it is not a sex-linked recessive. It is not a sex-linked disorder as in case of we studied about color blindness. It is not a sex-linked disorder. It is an autosomal recessive disorder. It is inherited in a autosomal recessive manner. Now, what type of the metabolic errors has been takes place? What type of metabolic errors are there? So for that, we can study that there are, we know very well, we studied that there are the 20 amino acids. Amino acid, we just talked about general structure of the amino acids. So there is a one amino acid that is alanine. An amino acid is alanine. The structure of this amino acid is the general structure we can draw that negative NH3 positive and one hydrogen. This is the general structure for most of the amino acids. So in this, the side chain that is the R group has been CH3. What it is? CH3. So this is the general structure of an amino acid that is alanine. Now what we are doing over here, we are just replacing one hydrogen. CH3, 3 hydrogens are there. We are just replacing one hydrogen with phenyl group. As we are replacing one hydrogen with the phenyl group, so now this amino acid becomes phenylalanine. The name of this amino acid is phenylalanine. So I hope there will be no confusion regarding the structure of the alanine and the phenylalanine. So in the alanine, CH3 group was there. हम लोगों ने क्या किया? We just replace one hydrogen with the phenyl group, so that it comes as a phenylalanine. Just we go through with the structure. It is not given in the NCERT, but with the help of structure, there is a trick we can learn, which is much more easier to understand this whole disorder. It makes us more easier to learn this. Therefore, we are just go through with the structure. There is another amino acid that is tyrosine. The structure for this tyrosine is COO negative, the common hydrogen, and there is a hydroxide. So there is only one change. If we talk about for the structural level, so there is only one change, that is the addition of hydroxy group. Now this amino acid has to be converted in this tyrosine. Now we come on to the topic. We understand about the structure. There is only one difference in this structure, the phenylalanine and the tyrosine, that one hydroxy group is added. So there is a metabolic process in our body in which this phenylalanine has to be converted in this tyrosine. This is the process. But to convert this amino acid into this one, or to complete this reaction, one enzyme is required. That enzyme is absent. This is the enzyme which is required to convert this phenylalanine into tyrosine is absent. So the disorder which occurs because of the absence of this enzyme is phenylketonuria. Now with this we can easily memorize the name of that enzyme. Because of that purpose only we just go through with the structure. So now what is the name? We just talked about the difference. What is the difference between these two structures? There is only hydroxy group. This is the phenylalanine. If we remove this hydroxy group, now this is also a phenylalanine. Ultimately this is also a phenylalanine. So what the extra thing is this? That is the hydroxy group. So the enzyme which is responsible to convert the phenylalanine into tyrosine is phenylalanine hydroxylase. This is the enzyme which is responsible to convert the phenylalanine into tyrosine. To convert this phenylalanine into tyrosine. But because of the absence or lack of this enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase, this phenylalanine has not been converted into tyrosine. भाई phenylalanine को tyrosine में convert होना था. Now it is not been converted. अब convert नहीं हो रहा तो it has been accumulated. It gets accumulated, जमा हो जाएगा, इकट्ठा हो जाएगा. So it is accumulated in the brain and converted. Accumulate होगा in the form of phenylpyruvic acid and other derivatives. So this phenylalanine has to be converted in the tyrosine with the help of an enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. But because of the lack of this enzyme, this phenylalanine has not been converted into tyrosine and it gets accumulated in the brain in the form of phenylpyruvic acid or its other derivatives, and it causes mental retardedness. The person is mentally retarded. So somehow we just recall the things again. The phenylketonuria, it is an inborn error of the metabolism which is inherited as autosomal recessive manner. In this, the amino acid phenylalanine has to be converted into tyrosine, but because of the lack of an enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase, this phenylalanine has not been converted into tyrosine and it gets accumulated in the form of phenylpyruvic acid or its derivatives in the brain, and it causes mental retardedness. And this phenylalanine or this phenylpyruvic acid gets released through urine also because of the bad absorption or the poor absorption through the kidney. The kidney has the responsibility for the reabsorption of the molecules, but because kidney is not absorbed, or we can say the absorption of this is not properly taken up by the kidney, so therefore it has been also released with the urine. You just write the urine. the urine. So we just recall the whole that phenylketonuria. Phenylketonuria is an inborn error of the metabolism which is inherited as a autosomal recessive, in which phenylalanine has to be converted into tyrosine, but because of the lack of an enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase, it has not been converted and it has been accumulated in the brain and cause mental retardedness, and it can also released with the urine or in the form of urine due to the bad absorption or poor absorption from the kidney. I hope कि आपको ये lecture समझ में आया होगा. So please do hit like button and subscribe my channel too and stay tuned for the upcoming videos. Thank you.